Okay, so I am working hard with difficulties in many areas. Pretty much when I'm talking here, I am giving you the perspective that best answers your questions. Some people say, well, they're channeling various entities. I'm not doing that. I'm giving you a perspective that is best able to mm, illustrate what we're really dealing with. Quite often, we don't have a huge difference of opinion. But because of wording, it appears that we do. In other words, people's ideas about words are not the same, not the same definition, not the same shading. So that is where quite often we see, oh, we have a huge difference of opinion. And a lot of times, this huge difference of opinion is just due to the words that we use and our understanding of them. So let's talk about why do we get involved with trying to change other people's views on circumstances. It comes about from within. When from within we feel like this isn't resonating with me, and quite often via a form of synchronicity, in other words, something that you've seen recently somewhere, someone said something to you, you read an article, you saw something on social media, you saw a billboard, you heard some music somewhere recently you feel like this particular issue has come up and it's supposed to be mm, it's supposed to be it's supposed to come up for clearing. It's essentially a block in consciousness that has got to come up so that it can be released and let go. And I have a huge issue with things that end with ism because they are at least the examples in my head, are examples of what I call control structures. They are systems of control. And the isms that I'm thinking of are capitalism, socialism, communism, political economy. And quite often people are very flippant about, you know, my friend the communist. That was a Cheryl Crow song. Or, basically, I love everybody, but I'm a capitalist. I can't really get any more on the subject because what I'm feeling is silence. I've been a salesperson among many other jobs, but as a salesperson, there are a lot of so called sales trainings, sales techniques, and they are all agenda based. And the agenda is make the damn sale. Someone comes onto a car lot, it's assumed by the company owner that person showed up on the car lot, that person is here to buy. And that's the only reason that they came to the car lot today is to buy a car now. And you, Mr. Salesman, your job is to complete the transaction today. I don't really know how to tell you, but as a salesperson, I always felt like I was being run around ragged. Horrible feelings being a salesperson. Run around by the someone says a conflict, not a conflict. The feeling that I wasn't doing what my soul wants to do. And why are you a car salesman? Mostly because in this world, in a capitalist society, either you produce or you're going to be going without. Is that between you and the universe? Something in my vibration that says, um, I'm not in accord with the universe? could be a growing pain. Because you live in a society where if you're not producing, you are a drag on society. You are a useless eater. It's never going to be live and let live when it comes to a society where if you're not making money, instincts, instincts versus higher consciousness. Some people say each person has a soul, but that isn't correct. It's not correct at all. There is one soul, only one soul. That soul is everything. That one soul appears as a multiplicity of beings, but it is one soul. So you got it wrong if you say, I am one soul, or, I have a soul and it's like, I don't know, 6 different versions of me in different places. And that's incorrect. That is using a lot of ego, a lot of ego. The whole system of separation is using words to say how I am not you. In any event, I can't really come across to you as anything other than it's not going to work. Any kind of wording that tells you that I'm not you is a lie. It's insane It's insane. I have so many other ways of putting it for you, but I just want to keep coming back to either I am you, or we are two people and we have nothing at all in common with one another. Because there is either separate or there is oneness. And you can't have degrees of separate and degrees of oneness. You can't. So what's it going to be? That's the heart of the argument. And I know it's either this or that, which quite often we see as false dichotomy. That's what people that are into logic will say. Because maybe there is some shades of gray. And people quite often, the commentators who talk about these densities and whatever, they'd say, well, in, the lower density, I can't remember what the density is of this and that buzzword, but, in a place like planet Earth where everyone's an ego, because everyone believes that they are not the other people, we have huge separation. And maybe you say shades of gray. Well, are you more, if you're an identical twin, you came from the same egg. I'm more my identical twin than I am my sister who came from a different egg. Biologically, I'm closer to my identical twin. It cannot help you. This argument, why? Because instinct, animal instinct says you are not me. And still today, I look around at other humans and I say, I'm not those humans. I don't know how to explain it to you other than we are in a transition. And I don't know if it's going to take one lifetime or 42,000 lifetimes to get to the point where I see other people as me. So why am I giving this point? Because I'm not saying it. It's coming from the perspective of higher consciousness. I can't live as higher consciousness because higher consciousness isn't fully integrated in me. Because I was 100% ego. It's a transition. When you use your egos to read, Someone says, read and reflect. No, just to read. Because by reading so-called spiritual metaphysical books, you are expanding your consciousness. And people who never get these kind of books, they might get this experience on a psychedelic trip, or perhaps a near-death experience, or maybe through sex, well, that's probably the best. That's probably but the best. So in the end, that's all I want to leave with you, is that who is it that is saying that me, if I am a soul and all the other humans, 7.5 billion people on the planet, we're all individual souls, or, we're aspects of the same soul, but, that's me and six other people, we're one. And then maybe we have some other kind of organizational chart, moving up a organizational chart to what? To one thing. And then someone's going to say, well, you had to do that so that the one thing could experience the multiplicity by dividing itself. I hear that quite a bit. It's also possible that it's true. So what does it leave us with? It leaves us with, someone says we have work to do. Oh, yes, we have work to do. But it's either surrendering to this knowledge that's not really your knowledge, it's passed on by spiritual teachers, that there is oneness, one thing, or you're following some other teaching that says you're totally separate. And which thing are you surrendering to? People would say, if you're surrendering to the idea that you are separate from everything else, then you are polarized to being a service to self entity. And then you can read up on how far up in these densities of the law of one that you can go as a service to self entity before you finally realize, this ain't working. Or you are the STO, service to others, polarization. That's why they talk about those two types. They're the ones that say there's two types. And I don't know, maybe there's some other ones that go off on, 3 novels worth of books that explain, some people don't want to choose one or the other, whatever. It's simply, if you surrender control to higher consciousness, keep letting go of control of the reins of even your physical body, keep letting go of the past, forgiveness of the past, letting go of whatever judgments you held against other bodies. That is what the spiritual teachers tell you to do. And then where does it get you? It gets you like me, and I'm giving you a perspective. If you were service to self, the name that comes up to me, and I don't know if it's 100% true, Ayn Rand. Someone says Nietzsche. Never read Nietzsche. I can't tell you Nietzsche. But I read not even a whole book of Rand, but enough to get the flavor of her. And capitalists. Even in academia, at universities, they call it publish or perish. It's a separation idea. In other words, what have you done for me? What have you done for me lately? And that's why capitalism is nothing to do with you and the universe, because you are the universe. And if you're saying somehow you, as an individual, have got something wrong with you, because it doesn't appear like you've got material goods compared to the billionaire class or Mr. Jones down the street. When I let go and I allow the words to come through me, I give you these words that I've given you today. It's ego. It's insanity. It's untruth. It's planet Earth. Only love is real. So we are living in a not real existence. Some people call this place simulated reality. And for a long time, I've been trying to figure out if it's simulated reality, then what is real reality? And I think that's what it is. If only love is real, then in our simulated reality, we're living without love. I have to sit for a while, probably longer than I want to record this video, because I'm not sure that everything around this particular item has been cleared. Sometimes what happens is that I'll get off the recording, and then a short time later, I'll hear some other issue related that I didn't talk about here in the video. So, which means that the item wasn't totally cleared. The block isn't cleared. How long does it take to clear one of these blocks? I'm still clearing these blocks every day. Pretty much every day I have got new videos, and they're prompted because one of these items is coming up to be at least seen. Can I clear these blocks for all of planet Earth? All of our galaxy? All of the multiverse? No. It'd be nice to think you could do that, but it's possible that if I do my part, it will help move this item for everything. I think that's enough for this subject. Thank you for watching. If you like what I've said, please subscribe and share it out.